Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to our Kelly stream, where we're going to be watching the ERC 100% race at Spain. This is round 3 of the championship. If you're looking at the screen right now, you'll see 17 laps as the race. That's because it's slightly wrong. If you're joining from Facebook, from the advertisement I put on Facebook, then I had it a little bit wrong because I said it was full qualifying followed by 100% race, but I forgot that tonight is a sprint race qualifying, so that's what it'll be. So the way the sprint race works is any reserves that are helping out tonight will start from the back in the sprint race. Then the guys who are highest in the championship will start at the back in the order that they are. So the top guy will start furthest back and so forth until we get down to whoever's lowest in the championship at the moment will be on pole position for the sprint race. Then the sprint race will decide the qualifying for the main event. So should be a bit fun. So we get 2 races for the price of 1 tonight. That's great. I hope they're good ones. Spain usually provides a good race. Normally an incident or 2, along with some good racing and good overtaking. That's what we should get tonight. So I'll get ready on the buttons. I think we should have a formation lap, so to get an idea of where people are. Thanks to everyone who's joined. I understand some friends and family members may be watching, so thanks very much for tuning in. I hope whoever you're supporting does well tonight. I think my teammate actually in the on Wednesday nights has got some of his family and friends watching. So Driver SA, as I know him, I hope he has a good one. Better than last night in a way. So just waiting. They get a bit of time, obviously, to do their setups and fuel, all that sort of thing. Unfortunately, because the sprint race wasn't actually a feature in F1 2021 in the game, we all we can do is set it to a 25% race distance. So the guys will still have to make a pit stop. So you can't start on mediums and just do the whole race. You have got to make a pit stop. So you can pretty much guarantee everybody will be doing medium to soft or soft to medium. Only ways hards might get used is if somebody's in the incident earlier on and they don't want to have to make another stop, so they might use the hards, but it's very unlikely, to be honest. I suspect they're probably looking at starting the race at 8:05, I'd imagine. Shouldn't be too long. Oh, thanks. Hi, Rise to Survive. Thank you. I nicked it off Google, to be honest. But thanks, buddy. When I did, it's not long ago that I set all this up and started doing it, and I literally learnt from scratch. I didn't know how to do any of it, so some friends that helped me to get started, and then just sort of building it from there, really. See how we go. I'll be honest, I had forgotten that they were going to do this, do a little break between the lobby starting up and the short sprint race starting, so I do apologise for the wait here, but I say it shouldn't be too long. Oh, right, you're my teammate, are you? Ah, now I see it. all a bit awkward at the moment. I could have been doing me tables at the moment, but I was keeping that for between the two races. So I will put, between the two races, I'll put the drivers and the constructors tables up for us to have a quick look at. Not sure they come out too great when I put them onto light stream, unfortunately, so it may be a bit difficult for you to see, but I'll talk through them in a way, so it doesn't really matter. Won't be an issue. Only one thing to watch out for. In another server, I have been told that there's some F1 server issues tonight. That seems to be affecting some and not others, so let's hope, touch wood, that we're one of the ones that isn't affected. Well, you don't see if I can see in Discord when we're actually likely to start going. Oh, there's the start. I don't need to now then, do I? There we go. They are ready and up now. So we'll have a quick gander. As soon as it comes up, we'll have a quick gander at who's starting where and what tyres they're starting on as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see the sort of front runners start on softs to try and create a gap, and then the ones further back start on mediums to be faster later in the race. But we'll see. I think that's what happened last night. So here we go. Formation lap then. They're off for that one. Let's get tyres up. A few details are up. We'll have a track map in case of any yellow flags. So, as you can see, Floyd's going to be starting this race from the front in the McLaren, followed by Rubber Duck, Abby, driver, my teammate, driver SA, Bish, 92, 6-footer, Shaggy. Then there's a Haas from McLaren. It's always a difficult one. So McLaren is driving in the Haas, so just get that one down now, guys. Dave, our host for this evening, is in P9 with XO10, rookie license 11. Sainty, very fast man, is P12. Barrington, Lord Ricaz, I would say. I actually can't read that next one. Looks like Carl. I'm going to call him Carl in a way. Curtis in 16, Skystrix 17 in the other Haas. Another very, very quick man. Jeremy, P18, and Dale, BRFC, in 19. So then, what do the tyres look like? So Floyd's actually starting on the mediums from the front, which may enable Rubber Duck to attack him a little bit to start with. Abby's then on the mediums. Driver SA and Bish on the softs. 6-footer on the mediums, Shaggy softs. Then there's three drivers, McLaren, Dave, and EXO all starting on the mediums. Rookie on the softs. Sainty and Barrington on the mediums. Ricaz and Dell at the back on the softs, and Carl, Curtis, Skytrix and Jeremy all starting on the mediums. So you can expect medium drivers to be put in somewhere around lap 10 or 11, safety car dependent. Soft drivers to pit somewhere around lap 6, 7, maybe even 8 if they do well on tyres. So that's our expectations. So as they form up the grid, let's put it on position change so we can get an idea at the start of who's making a decent start. Come on, Cody's can have a camera angle that looks down the grid rather than up it. Not going to where you're doing the same camera angle forward. There we go. Right, so 4 or 5 lights are on, and they're out. And it looks to me like Rubber Duck got off the line slightly better than Floyd, so maybe able to attack down into turn 1. Lots of grouping down the main straight. No contact as yet, which is brilliant. There's a Red Bull that's had to go slightly off track. I think that was Abby, but recovers it well. I can't see anybody dropping down, so I don't think there's been any contact to start, but Floyd has retained the lead. Rubber Duck's coming under some pressure now from Bish. Oh, flying across the front of Bish, but it's done. Has Bish got the better exit? Doesn't look like he has, so Rubber Duck holds on to P2 for the moment. Any special starters off the line? Well, there is, definitely. Sainty's up 4 places, but look at Scarred Tricks and Dale in the Haas and the McLaren up 7 places already. Exo's down 9. I didn't see what happened to him, but he's down 9. Spitz has had a moment off track. He's not falling away from the grid, so that would suggest he hasn't picked up any damage as of yet. Floyd, though, looking like he's pretty racy, and has already built a 1.7 second gap. It'll be handy at this stage. Floyd obviously sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Dale has to pit after that amazing start. Dale has to pit. And so, oh, and Exo does as well, so maybe there was some damage there then. Dale pits onto hards. Exo retires, so does Lord Rikaz. Lord Rikaz, I think, has lost it out of the final corner, and we have a virtual safety car. So, VSC out, early doors. But that's okay. I don't mind the VFCs. Want to avoid the full safety cars if we can. As you can see, just go to Rubber Duck. That's the gap that Floyd's already managed to pull out. 2 seconds as it stands right now. Oh, but Floyd picks up a drive-through penalty. He hasn't kept an eye on his Delta. Oh, Floydy boy, what are you doing? He's not kept an eye on his Delta and has picked up a drive-through penalty. Disaster for Floyd as the virtual safety car ends and we get going once more. Seeing if we've got any close ones. Driver, no, it's not driver. Driver moves up to P2. Floyd into the pits straight away to get that penalty served. So Rubber Duck takes the lead, followed by Driver SA Ambition to P3. Floyd will be absolutely kicking himself now. We're right on board at the moment with Scarred Tricks. We'll just go to the broadcast cam. Scarred Tricks did run slightly wide there, and Shaggy's having a little look. Penalty for Dale. So, I've got a close one actually. Sainty is right on the back of the Red Bull of Abbey. This is Williams attacking the back of the Red Bull as there's a yellow flag. That is, I think it was the Alpine of Carl. And then that's Floyd that's caught back up to him. So Carl has had a little moment at the left-hander. Very treacherous left-hander. Let's go back to Sainty and Abbey then. And we have another virtual safety car. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what that was, unless Carl's left some debris on the track that the marshals need to clear. Rookie license pits, so maybe it was rookie then. Oh, Carl's in as well, so no, rookie's just a tyre change. He's decided to get the tyre change out while the VSC's out. It's a long way to go on a set of mediums from here. Sorry, he's gone to hards actually, so yeah, so that's not so bad then. The hards are significantly slower at the start though, so we'll need to get them up to speed pretty quickly. They normally take 2 or 3 laps to get there really. DRS is now enabled as we get moving again. Let's go on board with Driver SA as he's right on the back of Rubber Duck. Picks up the DRS, goes to the outside. Runs wide out of the corner. In the end, I think Rubber Duck thought better of trying to go side by side through that next part of the track. And Driver SA takes the lead of the sprint race. Anything that Rubber Duck can do about it down the main straight to take it back. So DRS is open. Let's go on board with Rubber Duck as he picks up the DRS and attacks back. Side by side. Gets the move done pretty much before turn 1, but it means he runs wide in turn 1. And driver says coming back at him. Driver runs wide and there's contact. And Rubber Duck is out. There was contact that's pushed Rubber Duck into the inside barrier. I hope that that car is far enough off track that we don't need a safety car. That will. And driver, I say, picks up 3-second penalty for corner cutting. But that may be one that he's looking at. There was no doubt that Rubber Duck was squeezing driver SA out to the side a bit, but that's one for the stewards. I wouldn't like to call that from what I saw, to be honest. Let's move down then. Curtis at the moment. Right on the back of Shaggy. Oh, and Barton comes out of there slow. Let's go into the chicane, and so Barton loses 2 places to Shaggy and Curtis. No, Curtis has had a little moment out of the chicane, which may make him vulnerable down the straight. To Barton. Both got DRS. Did Barton just crash? He has. I have no idea what happened there. It seems to be just going along the straight. And this has brought out a safety car. Which probably means the guys that have moved to hards probably aren't going to get their advantage now. They'll be able to get a massive advantage in a sense of track position. The difficult thing now, though, is what do the medium tyre guys do? Do they stay out or do they come in? I would think it's pretty obvious for the soft guys. Got to pit. Yeah, I think everybody needs to pit, really. Let's get on the correct tyre to the end, which would be a set of mediums. So, first full safety car of the evening. I do think we'll probably have a few in the race because there's so many treacherous curbs and corners around Spain. Slightly too much power on one of them and you're just a goner. It's really difficult around here. So 6-footer stays out then. Everybody else in the pits. Rookie license goes through, so how many places will he make up here? I don't know if he's going to be ahead of Dave. He may get told to give that position back. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it. He'd have already done it if he was told to, so looks to me like rookie license staying out on those hards has got him up to 5th place. I think I agree with him. I'd rather be up in 5th on hards than stuck, you know, down in 14th place or whatever it was he was running in on a fresh set of tyres. So I think it's a gamble for sure, but it could well pay off. I'm pretty sure we're going to go another lap on safety car because Carl, who's our last runner at the moment in 15th, is got some way to go yet to catch up to the back of the safety car. So I think we'll be going again on lap 9, which means we will have 9 laps remaining. So 9 laps is it's only really 2 laps over the soft tyres comfort zone. So obviously soft tyres will be wearing a bit through the safety car laps. There's no doubt about that, because they, especially on a 25% race, they do wear extremely quickly. So we're still picking up quite a bit. But so you've got to say, look, I suppose the correct tyre is the medium to get to the end from here, but the soft should be able to do it as well. Interestingly, Scott, no, he's pitted again. So Scar Tricks, Jeremy and Dale all took the opportunity to pit again, as they were able to do so without really losing anything. It was basically a free stop. Say that Carl, no, he's not going to get past the McLaren. So yeah, so that was basically a free pit stop for all of them. So Scar Tricks moved to the mediums, the other two both moved to the softs. So obvious to say, really, what we're going to get is the soft guys, the soft runners, are going to be exceptionally quick to start with, and then as we get further and further in, the medium guys will become quicker themselves. It's interesting though that 6-footer didn't pit. He has done 7 laps. Just the amount of that, yeah, so he's been on those tyres from the start, so he has to pit. As confirmation of the safety car coming in comes out, and the car then, the game actually slows the first person down, so this isn't 6-footer that's driving at this pace now. The game's actually forcing him to, because you've got to allow the safety car to get around to the pits. Once the safety car enters the pits, we can go again, but it's up to 6-footer when he goes. He doesn't have to go until he wants to, but it must be before the line, and there he goes, he's off. So he seems to catch driver SA a little bit. I just wonder if Sainty's going to get a bit of a run, maybe. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like that. Williams has the straight line speed to attack the Red Bull without a DRS advantage. So let's move a bit further down. Dale alongside Jeremy gets the move done and moves up into P13. Curtis and McLaren at the moment. This is McLaren trying to get past Shaggy. Curtis trying to do the same, and they both get the move done. Nicely done from those two, and Shaggy as well, who now comes under attack from Floyd. Scar Tricks picks up 3 seconds. Just wonder how long a 6-footer is going to hold on to those tyres now. He needs to keep holding them for a few laps. He doesn't want to be pitting straight away, because that obviously puts him down to the back. His dream scenario really would be another safety car, but there is a yellow in sector 3, and it's a Mercedes of Bish. He rejoins back in front of Jeremy, but he has to take to the pit lane. So it's up some sort of damage there, and who's that in front of him? That's Curtis had to pit as well. So Shaggy all of a sudden, as he gets past the McLaren of Floyd, is now up to P7. So far, so good for the Red Bulls, who are currently running P3 and P6, and the McLaren's running P8 and P9. At the moment, Sainty, you've got to say, on those softs, is doing a great job in the Williams. Currently running P2 on tyres that I'm sure he's going to take to the end. 6-footer has to pit. At the moment, driver SA doesn't look like he's got the pace to contest with him, but that, as I said, the softs will be significantly quicker at this point. Just have a look then. We got I'm on this one because Floyd is obviously right on the back. Let's see if we can do anything. So DRS is enabled again, but they won't have it yet because the activation was before the start-finish line. There's a yellow in sector 1. Oh, it's driver SA. Oh no, he's going round at turn 1. He's recovered it and is going again. He's P12. Let's go to... Actually, let's have a look from here. Shaggy now becomes sandwiched between the two McLarens. McLaren sandwich between Floyd and Dell. Floyd, Dell, McLaren sandwich. As Dell picks up 3 seconds. And Sainty has called up to 6-footer, so we'll just go to that one. They're just coming on to the pit straight, so you'd imagine this should be a pretty straightforward overtake. The straight line speed of the Williams isn't too bad. It's got a Mercedes engine in it, so it's pretty good really. And he shows that there with the DRS help as well. And takes P1. So his job now would just be to extend the lead so that any harder compound guys can't come back at him a bit later in the race. As Curtis sets the fastest lap so far in 1:19.3. Rookie, by the way, is up to 4th. He was P5 on the restart, so he's actually gained a place, presumably through the spin of driver SA. It's moved him into 4th, so... And Floyd is now right on the back of Abby. But Abby's got DRS, but Abby is very wide into the left-hander. Let's retain a position. Oh, that's good reactions from Floyd. Not to hit the back of Abby there. Abby was just all out of sorts going into sector 3. And luckily Floyd had his wits about him. So, is Abby... Yeah, so Floyd goes past Abby, pretty straightforward. Abby didn't... They'd lost the DRS. So, 6-footers in the pits then. Drop down. He's going to get out ahead of Curtis, so he's going to come out in P12. That choice not to pit looks like, and a safety car, looks like it's hurt him somewhat. Oh, that's a Red Bull with no front wing. That's driver SA once more. There's no front wing. So he'll need to get back round to the pits, and that is going to knock him right down to the back. Mind you, at the moment, being knocked to the back is 15th. It's a lot better than starting 19th, so the main race. No points on offer for the sprint race, so... And we're just spacing out a little bit now. There's a car ghosting then. Who was that? Oh, Abby's round. And sector 3. Same place he was out of shape last time. Still doesn't pit though. Doesn't find any need to pit. I need to pull those tyres down because they will be roasting hot. 6-footers on the back of Shaggy. Should be a straightforward DRS overtake down the main straight, and is. So driver SA's recovered it to the pits. But as I said, he is going to end up at the back. So 6-footers passed and already builds up over a second of lead. His next victim, if you like, is to be Abby. Abby's on a sauce as well, so he is 6 laps older, so I think 6-footer will probably catch him before the end. But it's a great Murray Walker used to say, catching is one thing, overtaking is quite another. Shaggy picks up 3 seconds. You've got to take your hat off to Rookie. This decision to stay out on those hards is really paying off. To the point, he's not really falling back from Floyd. He's got DRS there, so it's like if he can stay within DRS of Floyd's, then he should be able to hold off Dale. Whether he might be able to get close enough to Floyd to have a little go or not, we'll have to see. 6-footer then is now on the back of Jeremy. I don't know what's happened to Jeremy. He's fallen behind Abbey, and 6-footer already on the back of him. Scartrix is on the back of Dale now as well. I think we've reached the point where people on medium tyres will now have the faster tyre. Just for these last few laps to see if they can pick up a position or not. That's not going to help Shaggy because he's got 6-footer ahead of him. So will he be able to get the move done here? There's a DR zone here. Oh, a little moment off the curb, a little bit of oversteer moment. So we couldn't get it done in that sector. He's going to have to wait for the main straight. It should be relatively straightforward on the main straight. Depending on if Jeremy's just broken into the 1 second to Abbey. So he'll pick up DRS as well now. So it could well be. I think Abbey's struggling on final sector again. And so here we go. This is Jeremy making a move on Abbey. I'm just wondering if 6-footer's going to get involved. Maybe best not to let that move take shape. And then... oh, Abbey is off. He spun it out of turn 2. And I cannot see a left end plate on that front wing. So... oh, I could then. Seems to have reappeared. No, he does seem to have both end plates, so he just needs to cool the tyres down and get going again. 6-footer still on the back of Jeremy, trying to find our closest battle, and this is it at the moment. So Jeremy will open up DRS now. I don't think he's going to be able to do an overtake into the left-hander. He's going to have to follow him through sector 3 and then look to make the pass on the main straight. But they've recovered pretty well after coming out the pits in 12th. If we can get Jeremy on the main straight here and end up 8th on the grid, I think he's done a good job recovering, to be fair. Yeah, so Jeremy trying to break the toe. But, oh no, come on. Jeremy, that's a bit too much. You can swerve, but you can't, not like that. But 6-footer does get the move done and moves into 8th. It's a good recovery from him. And we are on to the last lap, so we can have any last lap battles going on. Scartrix could be a potential one on the back of Dale. Problem with Scar is he's in the Haas. He's doing an outstanding job, P6 in the Haas. Fortunately, even with DRS, there's not really any chance of that Haas on that particular DRS mode straight getting past a McLaren. So Sainty then through the final corner, and he will win the sprint race, giving him pole position for the main event. Dave comes across the line P2, rookie license boosted up to P3, Floyd P4, Scartrix 5, Dale 6, Carl 7th, and 6-footer. So they recovered well and will take P8 for the grid. Jeremy is P9, Curtis P10, and just the last ones to cross the line now. Shaggy P11, although he's got a penalty, so Bish gets promoted to P11. Shaggy P12. McLaren in the Haas. It's going to cross the line in P13. So Haas have had a good qualifying there, really. P5 with Scar Tricks and P13 with McLaren. They've got to be pretty happy with that between them, really. And driver, unfortunately, looking so good earlier on. Right, the first 2/3 of the race, really, and then a couple of incidents mean he comes 14th in the end. So, driver of the day for the sprint race has been given to Dale by the game. I'm gonna tell the game, oi, no, I'm gonna give it to Rookie License. So I think decision to stay out on the hards was an inspired one, and has ended up earning him P3 on the grid. So, yeah, I think that's an inspired choice from Rookie License, and he just deserves driver of the day. Special mention as well for Sainty, because he is in a Williams, the lad, so winning that race is a brilliant performance from P12 on the grid. Dave as well, P2 from 9th. Scar Tricks in a Haas mind, up from 17th to 5th. But he picked up a penalty, Rookie License didn't, that's why he's got driver of the day. So that's our grid. In the end, Abby DNF'd, but we'll start P15, Barreton 16, Rubberduck 17, EXO 18, and Lord Ricaz in 19th. We've got all the details there. I'll just do a quick run through the race director in case the stewards need it for any reason. So, there we go. Excellent. Oh, that was the driver. You want instance, don't you? I'm not going to get them now. Sorry. I went on the wrong thing. Anyway, that's the sprint race over and done with. Obviously, the one thing about doing a sprint race qualifying is that we do have to reform the grid in between. So, what I would do is we'll nip into a quick break. I can refill my coffee, and you guys can make a cup of tea or whatever it is you want to do, or get a glass of wine, or you know, just a beer out of the fridge, whatever it is. And I'll be back with you shortly once, I'd imagine it'd be around 5 minutes once we get to sort the grid out. Alright, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Okay, hello again everyone. We've just started formation laps, you've not missed anything. Sorry, I tried refreshing my light stream to put us back to the game and it just didn't, it just stuck, so I had to get rid of it and then open it all back up again. In a way, don't want to talk about that. I'm just going to put us onto the drivers' stand-ins while we got the formation lap going on. So, as you may be able to see or may not be able to see, because I don't know how clear it is on the screen, didn't look great on a light stream when I put it on there. Rookie License actually currently leading the championship, followed by EXO and Dave. Rookie License on 45, followed by EXO 36, Dave 33. Fourth place is McLaren also on 33, and Shaggy in P5 on 30. So really close at the top in the drivers. Just going to see if where are they? Just in sector 3. Lightstream. Right, Lightstream's not going to let me look at the constructors in time, so I'm going to go back to the game footage and get ready to prepare for them to start, and we'll save the constructors for a bit later on. And I'm sure if we've got a safety car or something, we can use it as a bit of time filling. So, back with them. As they come round to fill up the grid, so obviously we know the starting positions because we saw the qualifying. One thing a sprint race does give us is free choice on tyre, which you don't get with a full qualifying session, so it's a little bit different. So as we can see, the top 3 have all gone with medium tyres. Let's get the better up for a moment, as it looks to me like Dave got off to a pretty good start, but Sainty has gone away now. The 2 McLarens either side of the Ferrari. The McLaren of Dale gets around the outside and moves into P2, but Floyd had to back out of that one, I think, sensibly, to be honest. There was a car going off track there, not in the sense that they weren't going to go into a barrier or anything, but I wasn't sure who it was. It's an early point. Don't know whether Sainty would be thrilled to see a McLaren in his mirror, or whether he'd prefer to see the Ferrari, or whether he didn't really care. Oh, and there's a DNF. Shaggy is out. It looks like McLaren, and Dave's out. Oh, Dave, what you done? Oh, it's on that left-hander. Doing left-hander. It's a nightmare. It looks like Lord Rika's maybe in the wars a little bit as well. So how he comes around and goes past him. The game's brought out a virtual safety car and not full. That's Dave and Shaggy. Well, the good news, guys, for those 2 drivers is at least it's lap 1 and not like lap 60 or something. But no, it's a shame to lose both of them so early on. Floyd has to pit as well. Oh, in that case, I wonder if there was contact between Dave and Floyd. Because Floyd was running behind Dave, and now he's pitting, so that would suggest to me that he picked up some damage off of Dave. But we are back going again. So, I'm not sure if Dave might look at the screen and let us know what happened, or Shaggy. But, if you do look at the screen, stream, just give us a little idea what happened, as Dell is now starting to look to attack the back of Sainty. McLaren up against the Williams. There's some other close battles through the field, but this one for the lead. Obviously very early on yet, very early on. So no DRS as yet, so he's going to be relying on tow here, but he looks a bit too far back for me on this occasion. But it's saying to use some energy, which isn't particularly easy to gain back around Spain. It's not one of the tracks where you just get loads back each lap. It's you've got to use it pretty scarcely, really. And we've lost the other Ferrari of Lord Ricaz, and that is a full safety car. Hence why people are diving into the pits. He's lost it at the final turn and hit the pit wall. So that is both Ferraris out before 3 laps. So we have our first safety car. I'm just having a look. 2 guys on the pits look like they're both getting damage repaired. So McLaren moves ahead of them. Carl is out as well. I'm looking at the track. I can't see where Carl is, so it must have been somewhere around there, though. It seems to be around this right-hander. Yeah, it's just there. So that's a difficult one. It's not a normal place to lose it, so unless he's lost it out of turn 2 and just gone flying forward a little bit, I don't know. Dale pits from the lead. Scar Tricks pits. Very early to be taking pit stops, regardless what tyres you started on. So Dale switches to mediums. Scar Tricks switches to mediums. Bish has switched to hards. I don't think for a second. I haven't done 100% race around Spain for a long time. Did used to do 100% races in my career mode, but I haven't really touched it since I started league racing. So quite some time since I did it. But I think it's usually a 2-stop. You can do a 1, I believe, if you do medium to hard, which I think is probably why a lot of guys decided to start on the mediums, but I'm just wondering if the potential's there to do basically a 1-stop from here, going from one set of mediums to the other. Hi, Beardy Boy. Thanks, man. Spun out of turn 2 and my rear end hit the Ferrari. Hit me, and I spun into wall. Oh, I see. Okay, you're Carlos. Lovely. Cheers. Oh, it's Carlos, is it? Okay, I've been calling you Carl all the way through. Yeah, turn 2 is that nasty one, isn't it? I was amazed when I first watched oh, what's his name? The guy that does the videos and all that for track guides. I've forgotten his name off the top of my head. But anyway, the first time I watched his track guide for Spain and saw him attack turn 2 and go across the curb, I was like, what? Couldn't believe it. 'Cause it's just like every time I touch that curb, I'm gone. Name's on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't think of it right now. Oh, Bushants. Bushants, that's the one. So then, the top 10 are all on medium tyres. Not sure why he's Abby ghosting. He's got the red X, which normally means he's disconnected from other drivers. I had Abby had some issues in a race the other day, I think. I hope he's not having issues again. Not entirely sure. I think it was Sunday. I'm not sure, but Sunday or it might be Saturday. He definitely had some issues the other day. Anyway, safety car is in this lap, so let's go to rookie license, who will be looking at the back of Sainty and trying to guess when he's going to go. He's got the AlphaTauri, a 6-footer behind him, with Curtis behind that in the Alpine. Barton in the other AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri currently running P3 and P5. It's Jeremy in. He's in an Aston, okay. Now, come on. Let's be a bit sensible about it. Okay, so on with rookie license, it looks like Sainty's caught out rookie license, so let's go to 6-footer and Curtis. No, let's go back on board, because I was way behind. And the extra power of the AlphaTauri keeps 6-footer in P3. It's broadcasting. McLaren just managed to get ahead of Abby. And then Jezzy does as well. Of course, Abby, I'm guessing he's disconnected, unfortunately. McLaren's got ahead of Bish as well, though. Bish running on the hard tyre at the moment. It's going to be a bit slower. That pace will come back to him as the laps count down. So all sorts of changes happening a bit further down. Scar Tricks. It's really pushing the back of 6-footer here. Keep calling him 6-footer. I think it's 6'10". He's a big lad. He won't fit in a Formula 1 car anyway. Don't know how he's managed to get in there. He'd be stuck. Sector 3 yellow. There's a McLaren down at the back. I'm guessing. Yeah, he's lost his wing. So Dale in the McLaren. After what was a great start for McLaren, they're now stuck in P8 and P16. The P16 driver having to pit for a new wing. Bish in as well. Couldn't see any obvious damage on that Mercedes. Oh, there's a safety car. I think... What's Dale done? He's not retired in the pits. Has he hit the pit wall on the entry? I can't be 100% sure, we've not seen it, but with where his car is, I think he might have hit the pit wall. That safety car would have to come out, of course, because if we take a look at that one, Curtis, 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flag. That's normally a penalty that can have removed most of the time, so just so we're aware of that. But yeah, going by where his car was, I can only assume that's what Dale's done. Abby clearly still disconnected. I don't know if I can... I think I got Abby on my friends list. Well, if he is, then he's not online. I won't go through the friends list, just going to take ages. Okay, so... let's have a look at the positions and who's up. Look at this. Barreton up 12 places in the AlphaTauri. It's a great start from 16th to 4th. Curtis as well, up to P3 from P10 on the grid. But also a mention for Exo, who's up from 18th to 9th. Great start for him. And Jezzy up from 20th to P12. I hadn't actually noticed that. We've gone from 19 drivers to 20, so somebody's joined us. I think it was Jezzy actually, wasn't it? That's why he started from the back. It's now looking like Curtis lost connection. Yeah, thanks, Rice. Well, I did get there in the end, mate. Push chance. I tried and got sent to the, yeah, on the on turn 2, yeah. I do it now in if I'm qualifying for a race and I use that curb, but there's no way for a whole race, 50% or 100%, I'm going to try and do that every lap. Bound to spin eventually. I guess that's what makes the really fast guys really fast, though, isn't it? Because they're so accurate on their steering inputs and everything. It's they can do that sort of thing, I guess. It's the safety car going around again. Everybody's caught up. So there's no need for it to go around again. So I think that the pit entry there that we just saw. So just there, the wall. I think that's where Dale hit with no front wing. He's gone a bit too quick into the pits and hit that wall. That's my guess in a way. I can't say that for definite. But, so just waiting to go again. We're going to go again on that. I'm so sure we won't go another lap after this one. We'll be going once more on that 10. At the moment, Scar Tricks, mind you, he deserves a shout because he's still running P6 in that Haas. Having made a pit stop as well. So he made a pit stop under the first safety car. So the guys that are ahead... The only guys that are ahead of him on track are guys that haven't pitted yet. Which is pretty impressive, I've got to say. I know he's a fast lad, but there's one thing being in like an Alfa Romeo, an Alpine, even a Williams, and doing, you know, getting a top 5, 6, or even a top 10, but it's quite another doing it in a Haas. I've been there, done it, and bought the t-shirt, and I can tell you it is so hard. But it ain't have, you know, you really feel like you've achieved something when you get a top 10 in a Haas, to be fair, so there is that side to it, in a way. So rookie license still running P2 behind Sainty. We're about to get going again. Let's just quickly go on board with rookie. And Sainty gonna go, he's going now. And he's not caught rookie as much as he did last time. So still caught him slightly, I'd say, or enough, but not as much as he did last time. Curtis makes a move to P3. Oh, he's ghosting. I don't know what's going on there. Seems to have disconnected, so I don't know how he's making a move for a position. Got some action a bit further down. McLaren has just gotten ahead of Exo. Meanwhile, Driver SA and the Red Bull has come out on softs for this stint. Maybe wants to try and get some track position back. He can. But how many laps a set of softs are likely to do in Spain? It's probably, I'd take a wild stab at 20, but can't be sure on that. So let's go Driver SA, who's stay right on the back. Now X is on the back of Curtis, so Curtis is clearly definitely disconnected. Just a shame. We never like to lose a driver like that. Never quite know what's happened as well. I don't know where Curtis is, whether he's one of the UK drivers or if he's maybe American or Canadian or something. He's just falling down the order. Maybe he might get to rejoin us at some point. We'll have to see. Floyd then right on the back of Jeremy. So McLaren against Aston. Oh, there's Curtis now. I think he's rejoined the session. Unfortunately, to find himself all of a sudden down in 13th place, 14th place now. So, Floyd, we haven't got the DRS back yet. We'll get DRS next lap. Obviously, it won't be active on the pitch straight. So Floyd, I don't want to look at the back of his car. There it is. We may go a little bit sort of stagnant now until, at least until DRS comes out. At the moment, well, Saintsy's just got the gap to 1 second from Rookie. But, well, it's sort of going into 1 second and going out again. It's varying quite a lot, so I ideally want to switch that out. Rookie license sets the fastest lap of the race with 22.9. Help him in his endeavour to keep that down as driver SA makes a move on Exo on the pit straight. The extra power of that Red Bull over the Alfa Romeo. Of course, the Alfa Romeo's got a Ferrari engine. It was absolutely horrendous last season. Glad to say they've sorted it in real life for this year. It's not just helped Ferrari in real life, it's helped Alfa Romeo and Haas as well. We're a lot further up the rankings this year than they were last year in real life, so that's which is great to see. Let's go to Floyd then. Still looking to try and get past Jeremy. Again, I don't want to see that. So these three now, basically, the Scartrix is in P5 in the Haas. Now DRS is that he hasn't got DRS. He could end up getting eaten up by both cars on the pit straight. It is the part of the car where the Haas really struggles is the straight line speed. So let's take a look at this and just see how Jeremy just eats him up. He's not even using his ERS that maybe he should have, because he's going to run out of tarmac. Maybe he fought against the Haas. He wouldn't need to use the energy, but clearly he did. Just, I'm entirely sure. I don't think. I'm sure I must have driven an Aston at some point, but I don't know if I've driven an Aston in realistics. So the Skytrax just locks up the left tyre there. Yeah, so I don't know what sort of power the Aston's got really. They won a bad car last year, really. Vettel picked up a podium, didn't he, at Baku? Remember? He might pick one up later in the season as well. I can't remember. So Curtis and Abby look like they're fighting down at the back. I don't know whether they're two ghost cars that are fighting each other or not. I don't know. So this time then, surely this time the energy's switched on. Is Scartrix using it as he is? The Aston not finding it easy at all. Scartrix hasn't given up, but may need to this time. Oh, he runs very wide. Is that going to allow Floyd to come at him? No, I think Floyd's a bit too far back, so... And it does give Scartrix a penalty, though. His penalties will mount up. I wouldn't be surprised to see quite a lot of penalties come the end of the race. It's not difficult to wrap them up around here. So, what's that? Driver SA has just dropped down multiple positions. He's ghosting now. Toilet break, maybe? Oh no, I think I was on Abbey. Driver SA's not ghosting. Sorry, I think I was on Abbey. Thinking that was Driver SA. Both Red Bulls, but yeah, something's clearly happened to Driver out. He's fallen down. Now it's P13. But he's still going. He's not pitting. He's right on the back of Bish, so... Right, so Exo's at the front of this lot in the Alpha. So... Williams that's chasing him. Have we got any other ones a bit further up? Jeremy. He's fallen back behind Scartrix. He's not going to give up, Scartrix, is he? He's going to battle. Do my eyes deceive me that you've got Haas are running P5 and P8. Again, I know they're very, very quick drivers, the two of them, but it's exceptional. See, it's really finished at counts, but exceptional so far from them. Problem is, as a commentator, when it comes to doing your driver of the day, whenever a Haas finishes in the top 10, you think you've just got to give it to them. Well, is that Sainty? Sainty's had a moment and is now in P4. He's not into the pits. He has a moment there as well, and he's going to be an easy mark. Scar Tricks. But Scar Trick, look at Jeremy up the inside. That takes both of them. So makes it 2 places. He's now into P4. Scar Trick's got ahead of Sainty. So, not sure exactly what happened to Sainty, but he's clearly had a moment in the 3rd sector. Probably caught the curb and swerved round or something, but it means Rookie License has taken the lead. As Sainty gets back past Scartrix, but is he going to be able to hold it? No, good racing, but it looks like Scartrix is... Well, that was brilliant side-by-side racing by the two drivers, but it looks like in the end Sainty as McLaren has a look at the Haas, but not this time, I'm afraid, Floydboy. Just wondering, I was going to say, I think this is starting to allow McLaren and the other Haas to catch up to the pack a little bit while these guys are fighting. You would love to get him within the 1 second. But I do wonder if Scartrix gets overtaken by the McLaren, it might be worth his while. Just drop him back a little bit so that he can tow his teammate along. But he's not just going to give the place up to the McLaren. The McLaren's going to have to earn it first. It's one of the most frustrating things about... Oh, McLaren just lost a chunk of time. I think he's had a moment at turn 2. As you can see, he's now 4.5 seconds off the back of the McLaren, and Exo is now in his DRS range as well. I just wonder, Sainty's now on the back of Jeremy. I've left it so long now I can't remember what I was wondering, but McLaren McLaren has a moment off track in the Haas and has lost a few more positions, drops to P12, so he's having a bit of a disaster of a lap. Knocks it up into the tight left-hander as Ghosted Bish gets past, and McLaren gets back ahead of Driver SA. I assume Bish must have had a moment to be ghosted there. So McLaren doesn't pit, so no damage there. Driver SA now 13 lap old, well 14 lap old softs, means they're probably getting a bit towards the end. As the Mercedes of Bish pits off the hards, but for a new front wing as well. Exo is on the back of Jezzy, so let's go to Exo. Broadcast cam. The so we got Alfa Romeo as well, now running P9 and P10, so good job by those boys so far today. Probably shouldn't say that, because I said that about the Haas boys and it's all gone wrong for them, so perhaps I should stop saying how well people are doing. Driver SA and McLaren are fighting, so let's have a look at that one. Oh, and Driver SA's round, and he hits the ball. He's lost the right end plate off his wing, so he's going to have to go straight into the pits. He's not that far from the pits, so it could have been worse. Sainty sets the fastest lap of the race. But Driver will be straight into the pits now. He's just having a quick look to see if Curtis and Abby's still ghosting around. Bish wants to catch and get through Abby, quite literally. So final corner, ERS, and this position made up. He's also going to get ahead of Driver, who's just exiting the pits. Driver drops to the back, but will make short work of the two cars ahead. Scar Tricks has gone round and drops to P10. Oh, and McLaren's done it as well, both Haas. I think both Haas have done exactly the same thing on the same lap. And the other Haas again, Scar Tricks. What has happened to them? Can't see any obvious damage. You shouldn't be doing that though, Scar. I'm sorry. Well, he's picked up a 10-second penalty for that. And I'm not surprised. He's also picked up 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane and retires in the pit lane as McLaren goes round. At the chicane. His tyres are going to be absolutely on fire, so he's going to need to do that. I don't like seeing that from any driver retiring in the pit lane. It should be going to the end. You know what the point system's like, so there's no need to be doing that. Point system we run means every driver that finishes picks up points. As McLaren is out, and he's lost it out of turn 2. That's going to bring out a safety car. Yeah, as I said, his tyres would have been lit up, so within half a lap of each other, both Haas are out of the race. That's not a good showing, I'm afraid. I think our commentator cursed them. Unfortunately, Abby and Curtis are still ghosting, so effectively we're down to 11 drivers. Because while these guys are ghosting, they're not really involved in the race. They won't get points for ghosting around the whole race. So Rookie stayed out, and he's going to catch the safety car. So the others that were all further up have all taken advantage and decided to pit and put fresh tyres on. Jesse and Rubber Duck have stayed out. So we've got rookie licence P1 on 20 lap old mediums. I'm really surprised he didn't pit, unless he was already past the pit. No, he couldn't have been past the pit lane. So yeah, a little bit of a surprise. Jesse on 17 lap old hards, Rubber Duck on 16 lap old hards. So their tyres are well within their comfort zone still. Probably done about half the laps. Sort of do on the hards comfortably, so you can probably push the hards out to sort of 40 laps reasonably easily. But, not too difficult to do that, if I'm honest. So, a safety car. trying to think now if this is our second or third of the race. I think it's second. The other one was... The car is absolutely undrivable. Haas. Not that bad. Come on. You've both done really, really well. But I think we're going to be waiting a little while for this safety car. Just don't think it'll be coming in this lap. So I think driver will be pretty happy about this one though. He's got fresh mediums on in a way, so whether you bother taking a free pit stop or not, I don't know. Could potentially, you could potentially stick a set of hards and go to the end, but whether something he'd want to try or not, I don't know. He's just coming past the pit lane now, so I don't know, he hasn't pitted. It's going to be tight, but he might catch up to the back of the safety car, so he might go again next lap. It's a quick gander. It's just the top three guys then haven't pitted. Everybody else has pitted. Forget Abby and Curtis because they're ghosting. They've disconnected a long time ago. So let's have a look at the position changes. Well, obviously the one that stands out the most there is Jezzy, who's up from 20th on the grid to P2. That's in the Williams. So Williams currently running P2 and P5 as he has a little sort of skid there. And Rubber Duck as well up 14 places, so from 17th to 3rd in the Alpha. Having great race as well. Only 3 drivers on track that are still going with us at the moment have actually lost positions since the start of the race. Sainty is down 4, Floyd is down 3, and Curtis is down 3, although he's not really still with us. So safety car is in, and Jezzy looks like he's got a chance against rookie license. It's he's going to run out of tarmac, unfortunately. The driver picks up 3 seconds. I've switched the gap to leader, I haven't I? So no, okay, now rookie's got away a bit, so let's go to Sainty, who's looking to go the inside of the AlphaTauri of 6'10". And Sainty straight away on the back of Rubber Duck as well. He's not hanging about, is he, Sainty? I think with the top 3 not pitting on that safety car, Sainty maybe smells victory here. If I'm absolutely honest, I think Sainty smells victory at every single race he attends, but I think he smell it here. He'll probably be hoping now for no more safety cars. What else we've got? Obviously no DRS yet, so this has got to be done under... Well, Rubber's not using any energy. Rubber Duck's not bothering with energy. I think he's happy for Sainty to take that position by the looks of it. I think maybe Rubber Duck's sort of thinking, I'm on really quite worn hards. All these guys are on fresh tyres. Is it really worth me trying to fight them off? Although, I'm going to go at keeping 6'10" behind him. Around sweeping right-hander. Is anybody gonna have a look? Jeremy's having a look at 6'10". You get a pretty good view of it. Jeremy does keep it side by side and actually gains the position. So Jeremy up to P5. Good move in the end. Looks like McLaren's having a little look as well. Into chicane once more. So Saints now sets the fastest lap, 22.3. He's on the back of Jezzy. Is he getting anywhere? There's no DRS yet, is there? So I think it's next lap they'll have DRS on that straight. Bish has just gotten ahead of Exo on the main straight. So up to P9. Exo, another one who's doing a superb job, really. Well, both alphas. Obviously, one alpha's running P4, the other in P10. Completely different strategies, clearly. So. For what is likely to be our best battle, and I think Sainty on the back of Jezzy's probably the one most likely to see an overtake. So Sainty, they're coming through into the chicane. He's 4.5 attempts behind. He's going to get DRS this time. Obviously, this is on his teammate as well, isn't it? This is the 2 Williams. He's on board. It's a terrible view. I don't think Jezzy even thought that. I think they're on different strategies, so I think he's pretty much let Sainty through there. Teammate through, so his teammate can get after the rookie license. Rubber duck on the back of Jeremy. Those 6'10"ers having a look at Ducky. These guys all very close. McLaren and the Alpha Tauri. Well, McLaren's stuck in an Alpha Tauri sandwich. Great John not to have any contact. And oh, retirement! We've got Jezzy out. Oh dear. Oh Jezzy, he's lost. Oh, it's on the long right-hander. Suggest he's caught the outside curve as you come around here. If you catch the outside curve with too much steering input, will throw you across the track into that wall. That's probably what's happened. Which brings it out our next safety car of the evening. So oh, driver. Oh, sorry, I hadn't. Driver's out as well. So he had red side pod damage. Oh dear. Okay, just hit. Couldn't control the car. Yeah. Well, if yours was red, I had yellow in both the sprint race and the main race last night, and it was hard enough with yellow. If it was red, I can only imagine. So Pitter is happening then. Rookie license does get off those tyres now. Rubber Ducks decided to stay out still. But we are effectively, really, down to 9 drivers now. It's not usually... Well, this 100%, it's usually a fantastic race with most cars finishing. It's not, this isn't a usual sort of norm every week. I think it's just the nature of Spain, to be honest. It is a tough track. It's a tough track on the shorter distance races, let alone 100%. So, just looking then, so Rubber Duck stayed out. I don't know exactly what he's looking to achieve there. I suppose the fact is, if he sticks a set of mediums on, he'll still have to pit again after that. So all he'd really be doing is losing track position. So 6 foot tenner on fresh hards, so, and rookie license on fresh hards. So I think those guys are taking the gamble that this may well be the last safety car, and they can get to the end on those tyres, assuming we're going to go again next lap. Don't know if the game's going to wait for Curtis to catch up or not. Although he should do anyway this lap, so it shouldn't be an issue. So we should be getting a go in on lap 29, which means we've got 38 laps remaining, which is within comfort zone for the hard tyres. So I'm pretty sure that's what Rookie and 6 foot tenner are thinking. So Woody have gambled right, and will the strategy pay off? If it does, they could well end up 1 and 2 at the end of the race. When each set of tyres are brand new, fresh, the softs are about half a second quicker than the mediums. The mediums are about half a second quicker than the hards, so it's not a huge difference around here. Which is why I'm pretty sure the predicted strategy for here with no safety cars is a medium to hard as the fastest. I know in a 50% race last night that the medium to hard was a lot faster than the 2-stop, so I'd assume it's the same for the 100%. So this time it's Sainty again leading the way on the safety car restart. So see if he can catch Jeremy. He holds it up this time, he's not going that early. He's going to go now, but Jeremy, to me, has reacted really well to that, and Floyd has. So Floyd looks like he's going to try and make a move, and he does, on the inside. He's not going to have a lovely angle. But he does get the move done and moves into P2. I'm sure Sainty won't be too over the moon about that. He'd much prefer to have an Aston behind him than a McLaren. As Rubber Duck then pits. Lance was on a postcard on that one. Why did you pit on the lap that the safety car's coming in? You actually damaged yourself under the safety car, I don't know. Yeah, Dave, it's oh, sorry, you're right. So Curtis has been trying to join back. I don't know, Dave. Are you still in the lobby? Because you were running the lobby. Could you actually invite Curtis? Sometimes when you invite it, it lets them join, but they can't join themselves. Doing it themselves, sort of thing. You could do with an extra driver actually driving, so we're running out of them. So let's just go down to Barreton, because he's right on the back of Exo now, who's suddenly found himself up in P5, by the way. I always think drivers had a good race when you kind of when you don't really notice them, when they just sort of get on with it. You know, you're not moving towards, they're not having incidents, they're not getting overtaken, might not be making too many overtakes themselves, but they just quietly get on with it. They make up positions while people pit or have incidents themselves, and that's what Exo's done today so far. As Barrison had a little moment and almost lost the position to rookie license, but He's just about held on to it. Virgin rubber duck on. He's taken nearly, well, 8 seconds out of Curtis. In less than 2 laps. And Curtis and Abby aren't that far behind the leading pack, so if we can catch up to him quickly. Well, off of the actual next driver, he's about 29... about 27 seconds behind, so Rubber Duck is making up some time to the other drivers as well, which is good. I think we've got to stick with this. The only other battle is for the lead, so we will switch to that, because that is close enough that the DRS overtake could happen. In fact, yeah, let's switch to it now, because they're coming into a DRS zone. I don't think Floyd's going to be close enough on this occasion. But surely, we'll just help him close the gap up, ready for the pit straight. That's what you do find is Sector 3 is a high downforce part of the circuit, so if you're too close to the car in front, you lose that bit of downforce, and he's gone quite heavily over the curb on the exit from the chicane, so there won't be any move this time. It actually meant that I think Jeremy, yeah, got DRS as well because of the mistake that Floyd made. So the DRS in the end on the pit straight just catches Floyd back up to the back of Sainty. And now you look to do it all again, but this time obviously stay close to the back of Sainty onto the pit straight. I must say, Floyd throughout the race has looked very pacey. I understand he's in a McLaren, but he has looked pacey throughout, to be fair to him. Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, Curtis. Is your gamer tag the same as what I can see, like FTR_Curtis24? I can try and find you the FTR. Curtis. You can come up now. Is that you? You're in the main menu. I'm going to assume that's you. So invite to a game. So there you are, buddy. There's the invite. If it doesn't join off of that, I think you just you've had it. But see if that works. So anything changed? No, Floyd's just a lot closer now to Sainty. This all depends if he can keep it this close. He may get a chance into this next ERS zone. I think Sainty just got away a little bit. Let's just go on board with Floyd. Yeah, as you can see, Sainty just got away just about enough, but let's watch from on board Floyd and see if we can... what the differences are about how they're taking the corners. I see Sainty a lot wider on entry. Oh, and Floyd's done it again. He's gonna have a poor exit of the chicane. Floyd loses his energy as well. Sainty doesn't need to. And Sainty will hold the lead for at least one more lap. Barreton has gotten ahead of Bish for P5. So Mercedes now running P5 and P6. And I still think rookie lights at 6'10" are in great positions if we have no more safety cars. They're only 4.6, 4.2. We're around about 7. Well, rookie's about 7 seconds off the lead. 6 foot 10 is about 12, and the pit stop here is about 28, 29 seconds, I believe. So it is quite a long pit stop. So we'll see, but I think they are still looking in good positions. And of course, those hards they're on, in a way, become faster every lap. I mean, not quite literally. The tyre itself doesn't become faster, but the fuel load going down makes the car quicker because the fuel load depletes quicker than the hards wear. So I sent you an invite, Chris. I've not seen your name come up, so I don't know if it's worked. So let's go to Bish. He's right on the back of Barreton. Floyd's just dropped back a bit in a moment from Sainty, so just get rid of the detail at the moment so we can see a bit more of the screen. Bish. In the same sort of position really that Floyd is with Sainty, trying to stay close enough to use this sort of DRS zone just to get yourself a bit closer, and then try and stay close enough through sets of 3. If we go on board again, we can see the sort of compare how the two drivers go through sets of 3. Both pretty similar through here. And the driver really going wide for entry. Oh, and Jeremy's straight across the chicane. Don't think that's I don't think on this occasion Bish is going to be able to get the move done. You can see Barreton's light flash in there, which suggests he's really low on energy. So it might be better for Bish now to conserve and just make Barreton use his energy up while conserving his own. It's a bit of a long strategy about going around an overtake, but sometimes you've got to do it. As I said, you go through sets of 3 here. It's a massively high downforce sector, and the closer you are to the car in front, the more downforce you lose. So it makes it difficult to stay really close. And obviously, if you do manage it, it's a guaranteed overtake on the pit straight. But it's just not easy to do. Again, neither driver really. It is a part of the circuit. We should use a lot of curb on the entrance to open up the exit, or open up the entry to the corner, which opens up the exit, meaning you get a lot more speed through. I think Bish though fell out at the 1 second, so you still get a bit of a tow. He's using his energy to get back within it. But, yeah, so. I think if we go back to Floyd now, because he's actually closer to Sainty now, this gives us more chance of a battle or an overtake. So we are over the halfway point now of the race. I don't know if you guys watching would like to make a prediction. Do you think this is Sainty's race? Actually, it's going to fight Floyd off, but do you think that Sainty will end up taking this race, or do you think that the switch to hards is going to pay off for rookie and 6'10"er? Let's have a prediction for your race winner, or perhaps your top 3. As Floyd must feel he's stuck in some sort of loop here of trying to close this gap up to Sainty, and then Sainty managing to get back away again in sector 3, so that Floyd just hasn't got the chance to get an overtake done. If you look at it, Sainty now, it's the other way round now. See, earlier on Floyd had more energy than Sainty, but it's the other way round now. Sainty's got about 20% more. You can see how close they are going into sector 3. On board again. Watch Sainty's entry into this next corner. Look how wide he is on track to open up the entrance. It's little things you got to do. Just gains you a little bit of time. It's not huge amounts, but added up around the track, it all counts up to temps in the end. And actually for Floyd, it's going to be the same again. He's going to run out of tarmac. Barton picks up 5 seconds, ignoring yellow flag. What yellow flag? Oh, Barton's ghosting. Let's see. Oh no, that looks like another disconnection. It's got a red X, which no, the red X basically means that you've disconnected from other players that are in the lobby. That could be another one that we've lost. It might not be able to get back in. It's a shame. So let's go back to Sainty and Floyd then. I am keeping an eye on the other gaps just to see if we get any other close battles sort of come up. At the moment, the only possible other battle would be 6'10"ers on the back of EXO. Now, Floyd looks closer this time. And here he goes, he's going to have to take the outside route. And it looks like he's got the move done. No way past for Sainty there. Oh, he's got the inside. Floyd ran wide on the entrance to turn 3. And Sainty gets the move back and regains the lead of the race. The boys behind, particularly the guys that are on hards to the end, will not. They won't mind knowing this battle's going on. This will help them keep the gap down. Just have a look at the tyre age now. Yeah, so these medium guys, 18 laps. I think the mediums can do something in the region of 30 laps. I think sort of 25, 26 is reasonably comfortable. When you start getting towards 30 and above, that's when they're going to start feeling it. Whereas the hard should be able to do 40 pretty comfortably. But what you can say now is rookies' hard tyres on like 12-lap-old hards compared to 19-lap-old mediums, 21-lap-old mediums in Bish's case, 22 now. Those hards will, at the very least, be the same pace now, possibly quicker. Floyd is looking to see if he can get that gap back again. He's purple in the first sector this lap, Floyd. So, still keeping an eye further down. 6'10" has got past EXO, by the way. Sorry, I missed that one. They've both got past Barreton, who I can only assume is still ghosting. Rubber Duck is past the two, well past the 2 ghosted cars at the back. So Abby's ghosted car has done 39 laps on mediums before pitting. Still wouldn't get these guys to the end. So I still think they've got to pit again and put on a set of softs. And Floyd sets the fastest lap of the race with 21.5. Stage say if we do see that switch to softs, we'll suddenly see a heavily improved fastest lap later in the race. See who takes that extra point. So I am keeping an eye on the gap Stanley Field. I'm sorry I missed the pass for 6'10" on EXO, but I am trying to keep an eye on those just in case we get something come up that's a bit closer. But at the moment, it's been a great battle to enjoy so far. So they're now coming up to the ghosted Curtis car. Which has given Sainty DRS actually on there. So we'll stop before we get as close this time. So Dave's predicting that there'll be no more safety cars and Rookie and 6'10" have got this. I hope you're right, mate. I'd love seeing that strategy pay off when it so often gets ruined by safety cars. It's when it does pay off, I absolutely love seeing it. It's taking a gamble. And also because we don't want to lose any more drivers from the race, to be quite honest. So Floyd exceptionally close to the back of Sainty now. Both on the same distance on the tyres. But look how close they're driving together. It's fantastic driving from the pair of them. Really providing us a great battle. And Floyd's having a go in this DRX section into the left-hander, under braking, gets the move done. The question is, what sort of gap can he create between now and the start-finish straight? He's creating a pretty big gap already. It's 6 tenths already. So his exit, oh well, Sainty's exit's a lot better out of the chicane though, so let's go on board with Sainty. So obviously Sainty's straight line speed shouldn't be too bad in a Williams with the Mercedes engine. And he gets the move done, does he? Is Floyd coming back? No. So Sainty gets back past. And I can literally hear Floyd in the cockpit saying, would you please just go away? Get out my way and just disappear, please. There's a battle going on at the back between the ghosted car of Curtis and the ghosted car of Abby. Which ghost will win? I assume Abby's car will, because it's a Red Bull on fresh mediums. So again, we come up to the final part of the lap through the chicane. Again, it's all about the exit. See, Sainty is very consistent, isn't he, with the exit he gets out of there. It's what's been making it so difficult for Floyd throughout. So close enough on this occasion, it just in case it closes the gap up again. Abby has gotten ahead of Curtis at the back. Ghost Abby. We just bring the gap between leaders, the leader and the cars behind. So at the moment, rookie license 13.5 seconds. Now 6'10" 22 seconds. That's a bit much. I think the pit stop's 28-29 seconds around Spain. So but you'd imagine, obviously, these guys pit, they're going to go to fresh softs and be exceptionally quick. So at the moment, I'd say Rookie License would have a chance. I don't think 6'10" would. Although, yeah, no, it's not likely. It's, 6'10" could still possibly be on for podium or P4, maybe. But Dave, obviously you were in the race at the start, so you would have seen the race strategy before the race and the game and everything. How long did it suggest a set of mediums would go for? As I said, I thought it was probably high 20 laps to sort of 30, low 30s. But then Abby's ghost car took a set 39 laps, so let's go back to the broadcast cam. Again, it's just something that happens, unfortunately. It's a good job that these two are still managing to battle. Looks a little bit like Jeremy might be catching up to them as this battle continues. There he is. Looks like Jeremy's catching up to him a bit. But yeah, as you lose drivers on long distance races, unfortunately these gaps do tend to start to happen. But it's looking like a good night for Mercedes and Alfa Romeo as it stands. Mercedes running P4, P5, Alfa Romeo P7, P8. And Rookie may have a chance to a lot better. So I'm also looking down the order, and I think Rubber Duck is on 16 lap old mediums. So I think he can take those to the end. So it's another 20 laps, 36 laps. Yeah, maybe pushing them out a little bit, but I think he could probably take it to the end, bearing in mind we're much lower fuel loads now. But at the moment, the gap to Rookie and 6-footer is still growing. So clearly these guys are able to be quicker than them on these old mediums now. They're still managing to get that gap out. Just for the moment, Floyd's falling out of the 1 second. Coming through into the chicane. So, yeah, he's not going to have DRS this time. Floyd has to use energy, and I just wonder if, yeah, Sainty's using it as well. I think Sainty has sort of found the chance, the opportunity to get this gap to over a second and maybe keep it. It is possible, of course, that all this running around or running behind Sainty, maybe it may have been hurting Floyd's tyres. Could be a case that his are starting to go earlier than Sainty's do. And I do wonder if Floyd's best chance, I think 100% race set of softs surely would go to the end now. So wouldn't Floyd's best chance be to go for the undercut? Unless they are genuinely thinking about pushing these tyres out to the end. She has the laps tick away, the more you sort of think they might be able to do it, but Sainty picks up 3 seconds now. That changes things again. So Sainty's got penalties. Floyd hasn't. I hadn't even thought about that. So let's have a quick look at the penalties. Yeah, that's Sainty's first penalty, so that has completely changed things again. Here. So whether Floyd would be thinking to himself, right, I'm just going to chase this guy. If he pits, then I'll pit. Well, actually, no. If anything, I'd say the other way round. He'd probably say, well, if Sainty pits, I won't. But now that penalty's probably got a spanner in the works for all of it. Just looking at the gaps to the hard tyre boys again. Still, these guys are still gaining a bit over them. Not very much though. Rookies, since the last looks, rookies dropped about a second and a half. 6-footer, 6-10ers dropped about a second more. So not as losing that time as quick. I still think Floyd should go for the undercut and come back out on fresh softs. I'm just seeing that gap rise ever so slightly each lap now. So surely Floyd's best chance would be to try an undercut and get that time back. He'd be exceptionally fast when he first comes out. Where would he actually come out? So I think he'd probably come out between 6'10" and EXO, and he'd probably be 3 or 4 seconds behind 6'10". So you'd then have to get past him. Whether that could be a bit of a stumbling block. I really hope they do have to pit again. It'd definitely make things a lot more interesting for us. Let's go off of Floyd then. Let's look at some people that we haven't really looked at too much. Jeremy. So, going very well, very nicely in P3, and he's still reasonably close to Floyd. I was saying to Floyd that Floyd is to Sainty now, and I've barely seen him. He's having one of those quiet drives that I spoke about earlier on with EXO. The gap now between Sainty and 6-footer is 29 seconds, so there is the possibility that Sainty could pit and come out ahead of 6'10" now. He's just moved up into P5. What's happened there? Bish. Oh, Bish pitted. Okay, so Bish has acted first. Damn, I didn't realise he was pitting. Otherwise, I would have looked to see how long, what the difference in the gap was. At the moment, Jeremy is gaining on Floyd. The gap is now from 2.8 to 2 seconds, so he is now catching. So for me, Floyd has to act. He's got to do something. He has. Floyd is in. Okay, so the gap is 3 seconds to Sainty when he came into the pits. The gap to 6-footer is 29, so that's a 26.8 second difference. And let's look where he comes out. It's going to be miles ahead of 6-footer. So it's nowhere near a 29-second pit stop. I've got that completely wrong. So Floyd is out. And he comes out in P3. 5 seconds behind rookie. Jeremy also pitted the same lap. So surely I think Sainty's got to try and push these tyres out. I don't think he's got any other choice. If he wants to win this race, I think he's got to. As he laps... I think is that Barrington? I'm not sure actually who that was, but it's laps whoever that was. So is Sainty going to come into the pits? The gap to Floyd is now just over 22.5 seconds. So he's into the pits then, Sainty. And he gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And surely now that's lost in this race. That has to have lost in this race. That's 8 seconds he's got now. It won't serve it in the pits this time. So where is Sainty? He's just leaving the pit box. And Floyd is coming round. Sainty rejoins the track. So he's about a corner ahead. He's 3 seconds ahead still, is Sainty. But he's now got 8 seconds of penalties. Surely that has lost in this race. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like the hard tire swing. I honestly thought the pit stop was a lot longer than that at Spain. I was going by a pit stop from earlier on, to be honest, in the race. But I didn't see the person in the pit, so maybe they had some damage or something that they had to have repaired, or had a 5-second stop and go or something. That made it a lot longer. Now Floyd will be thinking to himself, Rookie, please hold him up. And Rookie will be thinking, let me hold him up. He's got an 8-second penalty. If I can hold him up long enough, but surely this will just be a simple DRS pass. So he's not stayed ahead for very long, Rookie, but it's cost Sainty a second to Floyd. Gap is 2 seconds to Floyd now. But of course Floyd might have the same trouble. So even at this stage of the race, Rookie's still needing to lift a bit through that right-hander. It's most likely because of the worn hards. Back to the broadcast cam for a moment. So Jeremy has just fallen back a little bit off of Floyd. It's about 3.3, 3.4 now. Just about see him in a distance then coming around the right-hander. Floyd now, let's just get change the interval to 2 interval. So Floyd, only just really catching the back of Rookie properly. Still fancy him to get this done on this straight. So I don't think getting past Rookie's going to cost Floyd as much time as it did Sainty. So as you can see, the gap's still at 2.3, so 2.2 now. So yeah, it definitely didn't cost. It cost Sainty about half a second, 7/10 of a second more to get past Rookie than it did Floyd. Obviously Jeremy will have to do it next. Oh yeah, I just saw something in the chat that it happened to EXO 2. It does look like EXO is desynced. I did say at the start of the sprint race that I had been told there was a few issues going on with the F1 servers tonight. Not entirely, I did say I'm not entirely sure what. I've just been told that there was some issues going on. Although from what I can gather, there was a race in another league I'm in this evening. And they're a Tier 4 race tonight, and from what I've seen of that, it looks like it all went okay. So at the moment. And just to confirm these penalties, by the way, if I actually moved the right thing, that would help. Yeah, so just to confirm that Sainty has definitely got 8 seconds. Bish currently 3 seconds and 6 foot tenor. Exo's got 6, Baritone 3. Those two guys have desynced, unfortunately. Whether Exo will lose all his points because he got through a lot of the race before desyncing, so Baritone did as well. I think Exo got a lot further than Baritone, so maybe something could be done that they get something at least. We'll have to see. Jeremy now just about to close the gap into a second to Rookie. I hate to say it, but this could well be the last overtake we see. It's all going to be about the gaps now for the penalties. So I think driver of the day wise, I mean, Sainty's been fantastic all the way through, and Floyd certainly provided us the best entertainment for the race, but thinking Jeremy, I think he's up 16 places. So, oh no, Jeremy's up 5, my apologies. Well, in that case, no chance, Jeremy, sorry. Rubber Duck up 10, potentially. Rookie License has done a fantastic job, regardless of... It looks like he's going to fall off the podium, unfortunately, but he has done a fantastic job. But I think it will probably end up going to the eventual winner, whoever that may be, out of Sainty and Floyd, as Jeremy does make the move now on Rookie License. It seems to take him quite a bit longer, although he's still the same gap to Floyd, so usually softs do wear out quick, so perhaps it was just because he'd gotten a lot more wear on his tyres by the time he reached him. Maybe for that reason though, maybe the chance of a podium's not completely gone yet for Rookie. If we could keep this within the RS range for about another 3 or 4 laps, if we can, then maybe a chance might come a bit later on. So we had some troubles in the early part of the race, some incidents, mostly incidents between like drivers themselves sort of thing, which is kind of expected around Spain. It's just say the curbs are treacherous to say the least here. But from the sort of halfway point, we've been going continuously. It's been really good racing. The front two racing very hard for quite a long period. Some overtakes through the field as well, and yeah, it's been a pretty decent race, I think, really, once we got through the initial problems. Huge shame, obviously, that our drivers that are from 8th to 11th at the moment have all desynced. Really interesting seeing how they fared otherwise. So obviously the attention turns now not so much to an actual on-track battle, but to whether Floyd can keep the gap to Sainty to under 8 seconds. 2 laps now for Romeo. Exo. gap. 5.3 at the moment. Does just seem like Sainty's... Does sort of seem like Sainty's sort of just up to gear a little bit. Gaining an extra gear. So we know he picked a lap later, but that one lap won't make that much difference to the wear of the tyres. So 7 laps to go. Well, 6 and a bit. And Sainty needs, let's just say, another 2.5 seconds. So he needs about 4 attempts a lap. Which at the moment, if we're honest about this, at the moment it looks like he can do. While we're saying this, I mean, we're talking about that gap, but Jeremy is without doubt closing the gap to Floyd. It's only 1.8 seconds now. That was pretty much 3 seconds not so long ago, so he's definitely closing the gap. There he is. You've got to say, all these guys that are looking at, have gotten this far and looking at finishing the race are have done a really great job. It's no mean that all of the races are difficult full distance. There's no easy one. But I think Spain's got to be up there as one of the really quite difficult tracks. The gap now is 1.7 that Sainty needs to pull out in 5 laps, so it's now sort of 3.5 attempts like a lap that he needs to pull out. I'm just wondering if maybe, well, surely Floyd, but we've had what, 3 safety cars, so I can't imagine Floyd's having to fuel save at this point. So I don't think it's that's getting him. And I can't imagine it, if you are going to take a little gamble on there being safety cars, that you're actually going to gamble on there being more than 3. That's a 100% race, it's unlikely, but so 1 point, we're on to the last 3 laps now. 4 laps, sorry. So 4 laps, 1.6 needed. It's back up to 4 attempts a lap that Sainty needs. Sainty managed maybe just push that a little bit too much on the tyres. Jeremy continues to just get that gap down slightly. It's 1.6 now. Keep going like that. We might see him get to within DRS, maybe for the last lap. Looking at Rookie as well, it looks like he's safe from Bish, so I don't think he's going to drop any more. Teammates as well, obviously. So Floyd got a little DRS pull there. That'll help. I'd rather got it for the pit straight, but any little helps at this point. whatever we say, it's going to be a close end. Mighty close. Sainty doesn't take the victory, he is going to be kicking himself for picking up a 5-second speeding in the pit lane on the final pit stop. So it's 1.4, 3 laps to go. It's gotta say, if anything, Floyd's closing the gap slightly as it stands right now. So say maybe Sainty's just taking a bit too much out of the tyres, trying to build the gap. It has been interesting. We've obviously seeing who would act first. I thought maybe Floyd missed a trick when the gap was about a second to Sainty, and he'd just gone over the second, so he just lost DRS, and I thought that was the moment where maybe he could have pitted and looked for an undercut, or I'm not sure. So I've not done 100% around Spain for a long time, so maybe the fact was it was just too early to go to set us off, so I don't know. So, oh no, Floyd picks up 3 seconds. And that has just handed victory to Sainty. Oh, he's got right to lap 60. Well, technically it was the end of lap 64, but effectively lap 65 before picking up the penalty. And now he'll be kicking himself. Let's just have a look at penalties just in case. But as you can see there, the gap only needs to be 5 seconds now. And Floyd will be absolutely kicking himself on that one. Sainty no longer needs to kick himself. And it's also going to hand the place to Jeremy, of course. I hadn't even thought about that. It's going to drop Floyd to P3. Still on the podium, so still a great performance. Providing Jeremy doesn't pick anything up himself. It does look to me like since that penalty popped up, Floyd might have just taken his foot off a little bit. So we move on to the final lap of the race here at the Circuit de Catalunya. We've got to watch our leader. He's going to come round and take a magnificent victory in a Williams. I said a little bit earlier on, I think the driver of the day is probably going to go to the victor, whoever that turns out to be. And that is Sainty by the looks of it. We did take pole position in the sprint race, did an outstanding job in the sprint race to take pole from, I think it was 12th on the grid, and really hasn't looked back. Only a minor setback earlier on when I think he had a bit of a spin and dropped to P5, but he worked his way back through the field magnificently after a pit stop. And to be fair, I think based on the performance, he probably is the deserved winner. As he comes through the final corner, and Sainty crosses the line to win the Spanish Grand Prix. He'll be followed by Floyd, who finishes P2 on track, but is straight away relegated to P3. Jeremy finishes P2. Rookie license, who's moved to hards, has paid off really. He's picked up a very good P4 for the championship. And his teammate Bish crosses the line in P5. So a strong day for Mercedes. And 6-footer just coming into the chicane to finish off the race. He has a 3-second penalty, but that's not going to affect him for his finishing position at all. And he finishes P6. Rubber Duck will be our only other finisher really. Exo, Barton, Abby and Curtis all desynced. As I said, I think X was reasonably laid on in the race, so I do wonder if maybe he should still really be awarded something, as he did the most of the race himself. Not sure about the other three. I know Barton was a bit later on, but Curtis and Abbey were really early, so don't think they could be awarded anything. Not sure how that works. So in the end, an interesting race. Some great battling throughout the earlier stages and middle stages, particularly between Sainty and Floyd. And in the end, Floyd denied victory by picking up a 3-second penalty on the final corner with 2 laps to go. So he'll be kicking himself for that one, but it was still a brilliant performance from him. And still not 100% confirmed on my driver today. I think Sainty's performance throughout, to come from 12th on the grid in the sprint race to take pole, then after an incident having to work his way back through a little bit, maybe deserves driver of the day. On the other hand, Jeremy also has done an outstanding job. Floyd did too. But no, I think on this occasion I will give it to the victor. So Sainty takes my driver of the day. Fastest lap of the race goes to EXO with a 69 minute 41 second .952. That's an outstanding fastest lap. There we have it. I don't know if I can quickly scroll through the incidents. Okay, most of them maybe, just in case the admin want to look back at them. I didn't get the very lowest ones, unfortunately. But no, fantastic race. Congratulations to Sainty on the victory. Also to Jeremy and Floyd on the podiums, and to all the finishers. That was tough. That was really tough. So well done to all of you. Hey Top Gotcha, hey Arc Runner, thanks for tuning in shortly. And see you in the end of this 100% race. It's been a difficult one, but we got there with some great racing throughout, to be honest. And just makes my mouth water to get out there myself, but Thursday's unfortunately not a day I can do, racing wise. Yeah, thanks. Only thing left to say really is thank you everyone who's tuned in live throughout the race. It's been really good of you. Thanks for supporting the stream. Thanks to everybody that watches it back at a later point as well. It's all appreciated a lot. Other than that, yeah, thank you very much, guys. ERC are back on, I'm going to say Sunday. I'm still getting used to things a little bit, mate. But yeah, I think we're back on Sunday for our next race, followed by next week's races where we are at Monaco. Really looking forward to that. So yeah, tune in for that, guys, because that should be fantastic. Just to see how many front wings we use throughout the week. My prediction would be 140. But see how many front wings ERC have to use throughout Monaco week. That would be great. All right, cheers, guys.